welcome to the Penumbral Pact. Today is just a Penumbral mini adventure, the Summon. So, because this is not a full adventure, we're going to do XP a little bit differently here. So, it's just going to be 1 XP, and you won't be getting XP for missed rolls or anything like that. So, this is just more of a practice run and some, yeah, basically just a way for you to practice role playing your abilities in combat as well as some improv before that happens. So before we jump into it, I do want to get some quick introductions from the characters, and then also for you guys to maybe bring up a connection that you have with someone who is on the board right now. So first
Mhm.
up is Solomon.
So just a quick question before I go ahead. When you're asking for a introduction, like who I am, do you want appearance at all? What are you looking for?
More about who you are, if appearance
Mhm.
is important to that, sure, but just
Okay,
something brief. Just something that people remember. This is what Solomon,
sure.
who he is.
I'm Solomon. I'm a spell slinger. Mage, witchcraft, all sorts of things. I am the owner of the cafe and magic shop known as Expresto in San Francisco on Haight-Ashbury Street. And yeah, I like collecting magical items, selling them, making all sorts of baked goods and other delightful treats and things like that. And as for a connection, Thea actually used to work for me. So there we go.
Awesome. Next up is Azra. We'll wait for you for last since you said that you need to type first. So, Thea, you're up.
Hello, I'm Thea. I am a half human, half cyclops. So she has a third eye on her forehead. She got the eyes from both parents. Um, because of her connection to the other side since her birth, she has grown up having to hide herself, and she finds that she identifies sometimes more with things that aren't human. And so she's dedicated her life to help hide the paranormal through misinformation by hiding the truth inside of lies. She actually knows Azra because she came to him looking for information, and he has been helping her by giving her a bunch of old Greek books to help her try to track down her lost Cyclops people.
Awesome. Next up is Drew.
Alrighty, so I am Drew. I am just a park forest ranger. That's me. Um, I am a mundane, so I really just don't know anything about the magic or anything like that. My only connection is through Patty. So like you guys would know of me, and I would know of you,
Oh,
but I've never met
so
any of you.
here's
Is
something that may be the only connection that you had thought of at that point, but this is the opportunity to figure out a connection to
Oh,
someone
okay.
Yeah,
who's on the board. And also, too, even though you are mundane, sure, you started out not knowing a lot about magic, but this isn't, unless you want it to be, this shouldn't be your first rodeo.
Okay, yeah, I'll elaborate on that. So, um, my only like big interaction with anything beyond what is normal would be, I don't know, it was probably about a year prior to this. I was just doing my job in the forest and I ran across the Bigfoot. Um, so I saw that and I was, obviously surprised to see that, and that kind of plunged me into the world of the supernatural, seeing that and interacting with it. Um, and then probably at this point, I kind of do like I check in with you guys every once in a while just to keep you informed on what's going on. I think, um,
Okay,
just
sounds good.
so you guys are aware.
You guys might hear some purring in the background, so that's not the fan, it's actually my cats. They're like on my lap right now. pretty amazing actually, because they generally are very jealous of each other and don't share. And there are sometimes cat fights in the background. They sound worse than they actually are. They're brother and sister. Anyway, random details that you guys really don't need to know. But so, Drew, maybe you know Joshua, because Joshua does some, I guess, welfare checks on the. On which park are you actually out of?
Yosemite.
Yosemite, okay. So yeah, maybe he's gone to Yosemite a couple of times because of random paranormal checks, or I don't think he would be hunting Bigfoot, but who knows? But
Yeah,
he
I have a feeling that Bigfoot, for the most part, is kind of a pack follower. And so no one's like people are kind of aware that he exists, but no one's like hunting him because he's broken any rules. He's just kind of there.
Right. Sounds good.
Mysterious disappearances at the park as well.
That sounds good. I like that. I feel like there's definitely been like minor interactions here and there, but I haven't worked super closely with any of you prior, but I've definitely like met a number of you guys.
Yeah, perhaps you met Thea before and after you were introduced into the paranormal. The first time you met her, like, oh, this lady's crazy, going on about ghosts and goblins for her crazy news article online. But then you met the Bigfoot and you saw all that, and you met her again. You're like, she wasn't crazy.
Yeah, maybe she actually visited Yosemite in search of Bigfoot a while back. And so you did cross paths, and now you know, oh, crap, Bigfoot's real.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Great.
Yeah, because Thea travels all over doing reports on random this and that, mysterious events.
Perfect.
Let's do that. Sounds good.
Sounds great.
And last but not least, on the board today is Azra. Oh, so Azra can't speak at the moment, so I'll just read it. I'm Azra, just a regular bartender and owner of the Bleeding Heart on the outskirts of Chicago, with nothing really special about the bar, but I am friends with Solomon, who is an old pal and a business partner, and I helped Thea by supplying some old books, about mythology and stuff. Joshy is an old friend. I'm liked by his family. Nothing extra happens here. Wink. So, yeah, let's speak a little bit about my character. Joshua Benton is a member of the Benton family who Azra used to work for, and there was some drama. Azra was kind of known as a bleeding heart, and he let a demon get one over on him, and it led to the death of Benton. So, yeah, a little bit of bad blood there, but that was quite a while ago, about 15 years or so in the past, and so Joshua and Azra do work together, and Joshua has been his main contact with the Benton family, as other members don't talk to Azra. And on that note, we'll get started. All right, so we're gonna just go right into it.
I like all the monsters.
Your team has broken through a series of wards and discovered what looks like some makeshift arena. You smell the stench of blood and death and see a multitude of large corpses surrounding a massive violet summoning circle. The air hums with the power of magic. 3 beasts remain standing, warily regarding each other, each bearing bloody wounds. At the moment, their attention is on each other, not you. However, before we proceed, tell me the series of events that led you here. So we're going to do some improv.
Okay. So are we in a different, realm, or are we still on Earth?
We're still on Earth.
Okay. Where are we on Earth? Out of curiosity?
I'm just saying that you guys are on Earth, but you guys can fill me in on some of the details.
Oh, so we get to kind of...
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea of the Himalayas.
Okay.
That's pretty remote. Okay.
I mean, where else do you have giant monster fights?
No, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just
Yeah.
pointing out. Yeah, it's really remote. Okay. The Himalayas.
If we want to do something that's more local, we could do like Death Valley, because like no one's in Death Valley, but
That's true.
it would kind of be the perfect place for a giant fight between monsters.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Okay. Sure, Death Valley. So maybe like some cave network or something in Death Valley.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. I don't imagine this would just be open air for someone just like, you know,
Yeah.
helicopter right above. What the hell? I'm not sure what it is. Oh, I think it's playing through someone's speaker.
Yeah, I'm hearing it too.
Yeah, let's stop that. That's weird that it did that. All right. So, some other ideas. You know, you
All right.
guys did
So,
some stuff to get here.
So, part of being a snoop is sometimes you require a crew of people. And Thea knows that if anything goes down, she might need backup. So perhaps she heard somewhere in the grapevine that something weird is going on in Death Valley.
Okay.
And she's like, I would like perhaps a backup. And so she went to Azra's bar and like, hey Azra, I heard about some weird happenings over in Death Valley. Do you think there's maybe some people that could help accompany me over to Death Valley? I don't want to go alone. In case it ends up being... Sounds like a road trip.
Road trip. Let's
Road
go.
trip.
So maybe one of the things that you discovered was, or one of the things that came across your desk was random large beast sightings that didn't make any sense in terms of they not something that's ever been seen in that part of the country or the US, and just really things just not adding up.
Yeah.
But these are just rumors.
Yeah, and Death Valley is in California, so Solomon would be right in town.
It's the
In the state.
south side of California, so it would be a quality 8-hour drive down, 6 to 8 hour drive, but I'd be relatively aware of the location and somewhat in the know, yeah.
Okay.
So perhaps on the road trip we went and picked up Solomon on the way?
Sounds good. Who do you think your source was for the rumor?
Well, it is a national park.
Yeah,
It's
I
national.
was just thinking that perhaps kind of inside the national park there are a couple of us who are like enthusiasts. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
So maybe you heard, Drew, maybe you heard of the corpse of something that someone said looked like a giant snake, which just didn't make any sense. However, the body was burned before anybody could study it. And that made you think, something's going on. So maybe you got in touch with, you know, your acquaintances in the paranormal world. I'm curious though, what drew into the adventure? Like, why are you stepping aside from your forest ranger duties?
Perhaps because he has work experience with national parks, someone in the Azra, Solomon, or Thea was like, hey, you have experience with national parks. Do you think you could get us past possible park rangers in another park?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
like
that
that.
makes sense. Kind of like a way in, sort of.
Yeah, because we're going to have to walk past the rangers. They're going to be like, hey, what are you doing here? And Drew has kind of the inside know with park rangers.
All right, I'm back. So unfortunately, due to some headset errors, when I plugged it back in, it reset OBS, so my voice was out for most of this, which is an unfortunate thing, and yeah, but it happens. But anyway, you guys did send the creatures back, but there are a lot of questions here. What is going on? What, why were they
Who
there?
drew the seal?
Exactly. So we will pick this up in a later adventure.
Ooh.
And that will be Fantastic Beasts and How to Bind Them.
I
I
love
love
it.
that so much. Okay.
And on that note, you
Nice
guys
little
get 1 XP. Thanks again for Drew for being in channel on time. So you get plus 1 XP for that. And we'll see you guys
I'm sorry
next
you guys
week.
late.
I mean, no worries. No worries. It happens. But we will be here next weekend on Saturday with the Penumbral Pact Part 2 Siren Song. See you guys then.
Iron Song. See you.